In this video, I'm going to talk briefly about finger placement, or maybe a more ideal finger placement. And again, I want to emphasize the natural movement and motion of the fingers. So we're really kind of going like this. So our fingers are coming in towards the thumb naturally. And you can almost think of a very relaxed hand position. So if you stretch your fingers out and relax your hand, the direction that the fingers naturally move in. And one thing that is important, if you're at the 5th fret of the guitar and you just kind of relax your hand, and another way that you can think about doing this is put your fingers over the top of the instrument and slightly pull down and then just relax your hand. And where your fingers fall is going to be a very natural placement for your fingers. What you're going to find is that your index finger and your pinky finger actually angle inward. Okay, so they're angling inward towards the thumb, and your 3rd and 2nd finger, your middle finger and ring finger, are more straight in. And a lot of people believe that you need to go straight into the guitar and use the very, very tip of your finger like this, okay? And with the index finger, you're actually going to be more on the kind of leaning edge of the finger, and you're going to have the equal opposite motion with the pinky finger. So if you're trying to come straight into the instrument, you're going to have some issues as far as where you can put your fingers. And what it does is it minimizes what you can actually do with the rest of the hand, because you're pulling your hand out of position, out of a natural position for actually playing the instrument. So if you can think of your fingers coming just straight in this way, okay, and by straight in, I'm really reinforcing this natural movement where your outside index and pinky finger are angled inward, and then the 2nd and 3rd finger are more straight on. Okay, and one way that you can really focus on developing good finger placement is actually doing this exercise, which is commonly known as the spider exercise. We're actually just doing 1, 2, 3, 4 on the fingers, okay, but you're actually moving them one at a time. So if I hold my fingers down like this, and then go to the next string with my index finger, while keeping my pinky finger planted, okay, it's going to actually force your hand into a good position, because if you kind of come out this way, you're going to be muting the string. Okay, so we want to avoid muting any of the notes and slowly move with one finger at a time. And that's really going to develop a good sense of this finger positioning that I'm talking about. And another thing that's really important is you do want to be as close to the fret as possible. Okay, you don't want to be in the center of the fret, and this has a lot to do with tuning and clarity of sound. So if I use the same pressure and I move over here, I'm going to get more of this kind of sound, or more of a buzzing kind of sound. And again, that's the same exact amount of pressure. So you want to be upright, almost leaning against the fret when you're playing this. So you want to use these simple rules so you can have basic continuity when you're developing certain finger movements. You want your habits, when you're developing in the left or fretting hand, you want the habits to be good habits consistently. So having that continuity of form and continuity of position on the fingers is going to be really important. And so when you're doing basic finger exercises like the spider exercise, you can really tune in and focus up on the proper movements of the fingers. Now the exercise is actually a lot harder than it looks, so keep close attention to the amount of tension that you have in your hand, and I wouldn't recommend doing the exercise for more than 5 minutes at a time. So just put a timer on, try to do the exercise slowly and evenly, focus on your form and your finger position, and over time those habits will start to develop as a natural way for you to play the guitar, utilizing the natural movements of the fingers, which is going to make it much easier for you to play, and it's going to promote developing good strength, independence, and minimum tension in the fingers as you develop as a guitarist. So there you go. Give it a try.